Hi there. My name is Jordan Bates Rogers. I'm the Executive Director of the Arkansas Access to Justice Commission and Foundation, and I'm so excited that you were able to join us tonight for our Access to Justice Month Kickoff. Throughout October, we're going to be celebrating attorneys who've made a difference, who've lived up to their oath to never reject the cause of the impoverished, the defenseless, and the oppressed. In a few minutes, I'm going to turn things over to Justice Robin Wynn of the Arkansas Supreme Court to tell us more about tonight's award winners and for us to hear their remarks. Before we do, I want to thank so much the sponsors of tonight's event. They not only made this event possible, but their financial support also goes to pro bono and legal aid programs around the state that represent hope for Arkansans facing issues like domestic abuse, eviction, and struggles re-entering society after incarceration. We thank them so much for providing hope to folks in need, and I hope you'll consider doing the same. There's a button below where you can donate to support the work of these programs. A gift of any amount will make a huge difference. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Be sure to stick around for Stephanie Smittle's performance after the event. It's a great one, and I know you'll enjoy it. And with that, I'll turn things over to Justice Robin Wynn.
Hello, I'm Justice Robin Wynn. I want to thank you for joining us. We're here tonight to kick off Access to Justice Month in Arkansas. During October, we're encouraging all Arkansas attorneys to find a way to give back to their community. That could mean attending a pro bono training, volunteering for a clinic, taking a pro bono case, or serving on the board of a local nonprofit. You can find information about how to get involved in the comments. Now let's celebrate lawyers who have stood up, volunteered, and changed someone's life for the better. First, I'm pleased to recognize Carter Dooley from Wynne, Arkansas, with the Outstanding Pro Bono Service Award in the Small Firm category. Carter has volunteered with Legal Aid of Arkansas since 2003. He's donated over 180 hours of his time to low-income clients, and Carter has assisted with issues ranging from Social Security disability to domestic abuse. And while Carter wasn't able to join us tonight, we thank him for his service. Next, we'll meet Robert Riley. Robert is an associate with the Womack, Phelps, Puryear, Mayfield, and McNeil firm in Jonesboro. Although he was only licensed last year, Robert has already devoted over 60 hours to pro bono. He's done work to protect survivors of abuse and assist those re-entering society. Robert is receiving the Outstanding Pro Bono Service Award in the medium-sized firm category. Congratulations, Robert.
Hello, everybody. My name is Robert Riley. I am an associate attorney at Womack, Phelps, Puryear, Mayfield, and McNeil in Jonesboro, Arkansas. We're a mid-sized civil litigation firm. I was born and raised in Marion, Arkansas, about an hour south of Jonesboro. I went to the University of Mississippi for my undergraduate degree. I went to the University of Arkansas School of Law in Fayetteville, where I got my JD. I was admitted to the bar in September of 2020. I've been practicing at this law firm for about a year now. As a relatively new lawyer, I consider myself pretty lucky to have been able to be engaged in as much pro bono work as I have. It has been very beneficial to my practice, and I've learned a lot about the practice of law by assisting pro bono clients. Perhaps the most beneficial thing is the effect that you get to have on someone else's day, on someone else's life. whether you're assisting someone out of an abusive marriage, uh, or you're helping somebody out of credit card debt, or you're helping somebody get guardianship over their minor grandchildren or nieces or nephews, somebody that is just trying to do the best they can with what they've got, which oftentimes in pro bono situations is nothing. Uh, the feeling that that gives you is definitely one that makes you feel good about yourself. It reaffirms my belief in what we as lawyers have the ability and the power to do when we have time to do it. And I'm very lucky that the firm that I'm at accommodates the amount of pro bono work that I do. They're very appreciative and accommodating and supportive in that role. And so I would certainly recommend the practice of pro bono work to anybody. I would recommend that you try and take one case a year if you can, because the effect that you're going to have on somebody and just being able to see the visible change in how they carry themselves after they get that order that says that they don't have to go back to that abusive marriage, or after they get the order sign that says that they've now got guardianship over their minor grandchildren, or that they've got $1,000 of credit card debt they don't have to worry about anymore. It is a feeling that really makes you feel good, and I would recommend it to everybody.
In the large firm category, we're honoring Meredith Moore and Lauren Manette for their efforts to protect survivors of sex trafficking. They have worked with nonprofits, with law enforcement to assist survivors in getting justice. Meredith and Lauren have also made their expertise available to other lawyers interested in protecting survivors of abuse. Let's hear from them now.
Hi, I'm Meredith Moore. I work in our litigation department at Rainwater Holton Sexton.
And my name is Lauren Manat, and I also work at Rainwater Holton Sexton and work in our litigation department, have done pre-litigation, have done disability, have kind of done it all, but happy to be here for 9 years now. So
we just want to thank Access to Justice for honoring us with this service award, this pro bono award. It means a lot to us. And we also want to thank our partners, Mike Rainwater and Bob Sexton, for really supporting the cause that we're fighting against trafficking in Arkansas, and also just supporting us in general and everything we want to do in the firm and outside of the firm as well.
yeah, so when Bob and Mike brought this kind of project to us, I don't think Meredith maybe a little bit more than me, because she was a prosecuting attorney before this, but I had no idea that trafficking was occurring in Arkansas. And as soon as we realized how prevalent it was, and we've gotten to know these women and, quite frankly, children. There are some that are teenagers. You really can't not try to do your part. And so, when asked, why we do pro bono or why we're investing in this, we really want to make a difference in Arkansas for the better. And we've been given opportunities that these women have. Those opportunities have been stripped from them. And so we just want to level the playing field, so to speak, and give them the voice that they deserve. And when you're trying to decide whether to do pro bono, I think it's important to find something you're passionate about. Find a higher purpose, a higher calling, because there are times when it is difficult when you're not getting paid for providing legal services. And so, but if you have that passion and that underlying cause, I think you're going to stay the course, and you're going to be, the best attorney that you can be for your client. And so I think that's why we're passionate about it, and we're honored to be working in this area. And we really appreciate you guys recognizing us.
Yeah, pats on the back certainly help, but overall, just if you're a lawyer in our state, we're privileged, people to have these careers and be able to fight for others. And so it's important to find your calling and find what makes you passionate about your job, and try to do what you can to help others in Arkansas who can't help themselves.
Yeah, thank you guys again.
Candace Bell is our next award recipient. After George Floyd was murdered, Candace decided that she wanted to do something. She stepped up to lead the Arkansas Bar Commission on Diversity and Inclusion. In that role, she has worked to increase the minority law student admissions, to educate the legal profession and review legislation through a lens of equity. For that, she is receiving the Public Service Award. Thank you, Candace.
Hello, I am Candace Bell, Chair of the Arkansas Bar Commission on Diversity and Inclusion, a place where I like to say you can learn, grow, and lead. I want to first thank the Access to Justice Commission, its board of directors, and anyone having anything to do with selecting me for this very distinguished award. If you had told me nearly 2 years ago that I would be chair and receiving awards like this, I would not have believed you. I got notice of this award only a few days after the passing of my father, Dr. James R. Bell, that I had received this award. So while he did not know that I had received this, he was aware of every single speech that I had given on diversity and inclusion, and he saw every PowerPoint that I created for the Bar Association. And so I know that he would expect for something like this to happen and just all the other blessings that have come my way from the pro bono and volunteer service that I have given around diversity, equity, and inclusion. This is really a marriage of a 20+ year legal career, as well as my nonprofit philanthropic work and my current public policy work that I do in state government at the governor's office, that I feel so prepared to go into this next year reappointed as chair of ABCDI to continue working to close these disparity gaps and to lower the barriers for those historically marginalized groups within the bar and as well as in the state of Arkansas. So, with that, I want to say thank you once again for this award and for the opportunity to participate in today's program.
Our next award is the Judicial Leadership Award. This award is presented to Judge Raymond Abramson for his work with the Monroe County Children in Trust Project. While leading this program, Judge Abramson has brought together the legal, faith, medical, and educational communities to help children most at risk. This work aims to lift children out of multi-generational poverty. Congratulations to Judge Abramson. Let's hear from him now.
It all started with the Access to Justice. For 36 years in the one-man practice of law on Main Street in Clarendon, I served as public defender for Monroe County's indigent citizens. In time, I came to realize that I was seeing the second, third, and fourth generations of the same families. It was clear that the biggest common denominator was poverty, the self-perpetuating cycle of it. People were in a trap, particularly in the chronically depressed Arkansas Delta. Over time, I came to ponder what the community could possibly do to help them get out of it. I looked to other communities and organizations but could find no template. Realizing that I could not tackle the problem over the entire Delta, I kept my focus small and local and with school children. I called together a caring and talented core group: the school superintendent, the director of the community health clinic, the pro bono legal community, and the faith community. After a series of meetings, it became apparent that everyone was concerned about and working on the problem, but mostly in silos particular to each discipline, with each silo working on only one element of a broadly embedded dilemma. We quickly realized that by working together in a collaborative effort, with everyone aware of the breadth of need and committing to share information about the children and to picking up where each other left off, we could begin in newly hopeful ways to better attend to the wide range of health, legal, and educational needs of dysfunctional families, and break the vicious cycle of multi-generational poverty that keeps our children from achieving their full potential in life. Thus, we have the Monroe County Children in Trust Program, currently working with 20 local children. I want to thank our stalwart and engaged partners, Colin George, our program director, Monica Lindley with the Mid-Delta Health Clinic, Superintendent Lee Vent and Dr. Ruby Ellis with the Clarendon Holly Grove School District, Harry Light, Bill Waddell, Kevin DeLeben, and Victoria Frazier, our pro bono legal workers, Amy Johnson and Dr. Charles Field, who were instrumental in getting this program up and running, Brother Rick Glover of our Clarendon Ministerial Alliance, and our major benefactors, including Rush Harding, Mark Nichols, and Bill Adams. They are all wonderful and fierce advocates for our children. The pandemic has presented new challenges, but we have stayed hard at work. We can see that we have helped some. We can see how to help many more, and we intend to be about that work. But it all started, for me at least, with the access to justice. It's where dysfunction and disadvantage inevitably landed. It's where needs were laid bare. The law is a noble profession. The rule of law is the very underpinning of our nation. Justice is our preeminent goal. We must pursue it from the filing of motions and court proceedings to the joining of a community's hearts and minds and areas of expertise to try to eliminate unfair obstacles to opportunity. I commend Arkansas Access to Justice and proudly accept this recognition on behalf of all of those in Monroe County who are genuinely eager to help and all of those who faultlessly need that help. Thank you.
Our final award of the night is the Nonprofit Partner Award. This award recognizes a nonprofit organization that is working to advance justice for all. This year's honoree is the Arkansas Immigration Defense. They are being recognized for their work with immigrant and refugee children who have survived violence and human trafficking. We'll hear from the Arkansas Immigration Defense Executive Director, Stephen Coker. Congratulations.
Hello everyone, my name is Stephen Koger and I co-founded Arkansas Immigrant Defense about 6.5 years ago. I worked at Legal Aid of Arkansas for years with Lee Richardson and other amazing advocates and really learned how to be of service and to put my Spanish to use for survivors. And when I graduated law school, I knew that I wanted to start my own nonprofit law firm that focused particularly on serving the needs of immigrant and refugee children and youth, but also survivors of all ages. The work that we've been able to achieve would be impossible without our super amazing community partners, and a few that I'd like to lift up today would be the Arkansas Advocates for Children and Families, who worked really hard along with the Arkansas Coalition of Marshallese to finally convince our state in 2017 to participate in the Immigrant Children's Health Improvement Act. So those of you who are judges, you may have seen me or other of our staff or pro bono volunteers in your courtrooms with guardianships or adoption decrees that triggered that are predicate to that federally funded our kids' eligibility. And those services are not only super important for our clients to get health care, but they're super important to our partners that refer those clients to us. So the Arkansas Children's Hospital, Little Rock and Northwest, the community clinics in Northwest Arkansas. We've gotten fantastic partners also that are serving survivors like the Children's Advocacy Center in Batesville or domestic violence shelters in Dardanelle, Fort Smith, Ozark. We've just got so many partners that make this work possible, and I want to say thank you to them in front of all of you. And I also want to say thank you to all of you and the Arkansas Access to Justice Commission for choosing Arkansas Immigrant Defense as Nonprofit of the Year. It is a huge honor, and I promise to do everything that I can to continue to serve our immigrant and refugee neighbors and to lift them up so that they can access things like in-state tuition and healthcare that are really game changers for a lot of young people. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much to Justice Wynn for those remarks, and to our award winners, congratulations. We are so immensely proud that you are an attorney in the state of Arkansas who has stood up and provided hope and help to Arkansans in need. I hope you'll stick around for Stephanie Smittle's performance. It's a great one, I promise. And just one more reminder, if you would like to help support legal aid and pro bono programs in Arkansas, you can do so by clicking the link below to make a donation. A gift of any amount will help to provide assistance to Arkansans who are facing a crisis. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Good evening, friends of Arkansas Access to Justice. It is an honor to be part of your award ceremony this year. Congratulations to all the winners, and I wish you all well in your endeavors over the next year as you make sure that the doors of justice are flung wide open for all Arkansans. And so my name is Stephanie Smittle. I'm a singer based here in Little Rock, and singers are pretty collaborative creatures. So when March of 2020, April of 2020 came around, and it became clear that I wasn't going to be able to collaborate with some of my usual suspects as much, I bought a 36-string electric auto harp and started writing songs, and this is one of the first ones that landed on the page. It's called Paschal Moon. Of course you died on a Paschal moon, like we need another symbol to remember you. Like you're not on our breath, like you're not on our tongues. Of course you died on a supermoon. You went down so easy. You stood up so fierce. We took notes and stuffed our coats full of what you said that year. When you died that Tuesday, we stood out on the porch and howled. The dogs all chimed in as if you were their kin. Of course you died on a Tuesday. Now they've turned all the lights off and pushed us out the door. You don't have to go on home, but you can't stay here. And it's just like you to leave us in such an awful year. I bet you're laughing. I hope you're laughing. I'm gonna see you this summer. I know it when the lightning bugs kick in. You look out for me and blink so I can see your light below the supermoon. Thank you. I would like to do one more for you. I've had the great pleasure of singing some music in the klezmer tradition, and it was through that experience that I fell in love with this song, with lyrics by Tony Kushner, who wrote Angels in America, and referencing one of my favorite poems by Emma Lazarus, which is inscribed on the Statue of Liberty. This is called Undoing Worlds. By the time we're done with dancing, elsewhere, darling, you'll be glancing, and the night's a river torrent tearing us apart. Merely melody entwines us, easily the ties that bind us break in fibrillations of the heart. Don't cry out or cling in terror, darling, that's a fatal error. Clinging to a somebody you thought you knew was yours. Dispossession by attrition is a permanent condition that the wretched modern world endures. You drift away, you're carried by a stream, refugee, a wanderer, you roam. You lose your way, so it would come to seem no place in particular is home. You glance away, your house has disappeared. The sweater you've been knitting has unpearled. You live adrift, and everything you fear comes to you in this undoing world. Copper-plated, nailed together, buffeted by ocean weather, stands the queen of exiles, and our mother she may be. Hollow-breasted, broken-hearted, watching for her dear departed, for her children cast upon the sea. At her back the great idyllic land of justice, for exilic peoples, wanders making justice private property. Darling, never dream another woman might have been your mother. Someday you may be a refugee. Refugee is running from the wars, hiding from the fire bombs they've hurled. Eternally a stranger out of doors, desperate in this undoing world. Mother, for your derelicted children from your womb evicted, grant us shelter, harbor, solace, safety, let us in. Let us tell you where we've traveled, how our hopes, our lives unraveled, how unwelcome everywhere we've been. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone at Arkansas Access to Justice. Thank you for having us as part of your annual award ceremony. I'm Stephanie Smittle, and this is Dennis Willett on guitars, going to join me for some tunes. Congratulations to all the award winners this year, and thank you from the bottom of our hearts for doing what you do and making sure that all Arkansans, no matter their income level, have access to justice, and that justice is for everyone. This first one that we're going to do is called 3 Hours. 3 hours to wander, 3 hours to fall, 3 hours to know. Let your hair grow long and white, grow now, grow, grow. Travel far and travel wide with someone who let you let go. Someone who won't try to tell you what you already know. I've not seen you in a while. I hope you're doing fine. Do you still have that honey butter smile back when you were mine? In the morning, we'll set it free. The next one we'd like to do for you is one that we put some music to a poem by Shel Silverstein about society and complacency and the ways that we get comfortable, which I know something is will resonate with all of you who are so dedicated to making things better and not staying comfortable. This one is called Traffic Light. The traffic light simply would not turn green, so the people stopped to wait. Traffic rolled and the wind blew cold, and the hour grew dark and late. Zoom, boom, trucks and trailers, bikes and limousines, clattering by me, oh my, won't that light turn green? Won't that light turn green? But the days turned weeks, and the weeks turned months, and there on the corner they stood, twiddling their thumbs till the changing comes the way good people should. Soon boom, trucks and trailers, bikes and limousines, clattering by me, oh my, won't that light turn green? Won't that light turn green? Zoom, boom, trucks and trailers, bikes and limousines, clattering by me, oh my, won't that light turn green? Won't that light turn green? And if you walk by that corner now, you may think it's rather strange to see them there as they hopefully gaze, with the very same smile on their very same face, as they patiently wait in the very same place, wait for the light to change. Once again, this is Dennis Willett with me on guitar. Thank you for being here. And this next one we like to do is called Disappearing Anna sending a message. Anna is beating a drum. Why is it nobody hears that? And most nights she works on a dateline, lugging a reel through the snow. Days when our name follows the headlines, lay low, for the sun is hanging overhead. Oh, the sun, it hangs there by a thread. she looked like a lighthouse. On the day that she died, speaking the truth, and then some. She tried, for the sword is hanging overhead. Oh, the sword, it hangs there by a thread. And I will send out your message, and I will beat on the drum, trusting the day of redemption will come, but the sword is hanging overhead. Oh, the sword, it hangs there by a thread. Did you bat an eye when you picked up the pen and struck fear in the hearts of powerful men? Thank you so much again for having us. We'd like to do one more for you, and this one's really special to me because it's kind of full circle. Dennis's son, Philip Willett, wrote this, and he's kindly agreed to let us borrow it and carry it around in our pockets for a while. So this one is called Moonlight, and we'll send you out with this. Thank you so much again to Arkansas Access to Justice for having us. Have a beautiful evening. Moonlight, 4th of July, party's dying down, wine drunk, I'm over the hump, my dreams are all but drowned. Ask for a light, for your bummed lucky strike, and a way to get home. The moonlight treated us right, while the ashes rained out. I hear you in my dreams, I can hear through the screaming words of bitter sympathy. We just can't go on, 'cause we've built all this on a mountain of sand, and it'll all wash away. You were right all along, I guess I was too. Our time is just about done. Well, moonlight is nothing but sunshine. It's far from home, and the sound of the night seems to drift through the sky, a melody, a perfect refrain, and your voice on the wind, and the clouds paper thin, they make me dread dawn's arrival again. You were right in my arms on the long of stone. Well, moonlight is nothing but sunshine that's far from home. Yeah, moonlight is nothing but sunshine that's far from home. Thank you. Good night.